Up until recently, a father could be present at the birth of his child only if the baby was born at home. But today, all that has changed. Dads are not only invited to take part, they're strongly encouraged to do so. In the first of a three-part series on the role of husbands in childbirth, Joyce Resin looks at the reason for the shift and what it means to all three parties involved, mom, dad, and baby.
How did you feel about coming to your first prenatal class?
It was more or less automatically. You know, I just thought my wife got to go, I've got to go.
No, I was pretty excited about coming, actually. We've both been looking forward to it. Actually, we've been checking the calendar every day to see when the day came, and then it came, and we really enjoyed it the first time.
Howard and Jim are two husbands who've just started prenatal classes with their wives at Foothills Hospital. Their attitudes toward the classes illustrate the new philosophy of childbirth that has emerged in recent years. Fathers have a vital role to play at every stage. According to Kathleen Nicholson, the nurse who's teaching the course tonight, it's no longer considered an embarrassment or effeminate, as it once was, for a man to participate in prenatal classes and assist in the delivery of his own child. Quite the contrary. At Foothills, as at many other hospitals across the country, men are not only invited, they're strongly encouraged to participate.
I began to feel the importance of it when I had my first baby 7 years ago, and I attended the classes at Foothills. And my husband, although it wasn't quite as commonplace for men to assist their wives in labor and delivery, it was something I was familiar with and I really wanted. And it was a very good experience for both of us. And we, again, did this with a second baby. And I've been teaching the classes and have seen a lot of couples become a lot closer as they anticipate the birth of the baby. And I think it carries over to their life after.
This is only the second of a series of 8 classes that these couples will attend. Last week, they watched a film of a birth. Tonight, they're discussing the emotional swings that often accompany pregnancy. And already...
Do you notice any change in him since he started to come?
Last week I noticed that he was more, holding my hand as we were going through, watching that I didn't fall and things like that. And generally taking a really good interest in, in the pregnancy and the baby now.
But emotional ups and downs are not necessarily the exclusive preserve of the pregnant wife. The latest medical research in this field is confirming what many men have known for a long time.
They found that quite a large number of men do experience symptoms of pregnancy. It's called, they've got a name for it, Couvard syndrome, and some of them get morning sickness, they get highs and lows of psychological feelings, and some of them even experience labor pains.
The 8-week program at Foothills Hospital, which starts in a woman's 6th or 7th month of pregnancy, is known as a modified LeMay's technique of childbirth. Couples learn about relaxation techniques, proper nutrition, the growth and developmental stages of the fetus, and what's ahead during labor and delivery. They also try to dispel many of the myths and fears that couples have when they first begin the classes. For example...
Do you have any fears about going into the delivery room?
No, I've heard some stories about guys passing out and things like that, but no, I don't think so. I'm really excited about it, actually. So.
These fellows are now old pros. They're attending their last prenatal class. Their wives are only weeks away from D-Day. Toward the end of the program, the men are taught how to time labor pains, how to give back rubs and make their wives more comfortable, how to coach them in proper breathing for labor. As a result of the understanding they've gained over the 8-week period, most of the men have also learned how to support their wives emotionally.
Well, I've learned what my wife goes through in the actual delivery of the baby and how I can assist her and help her along the way.
Have you noticed any difference in him over the past 8 weeks?
Well, he's been very thoughtful through the whole thing. But I think because of the course, he's more aware of the fluctuations that I'm going through. And maybe when I'm cranky, he understands it better. I think the course has helped that way.
Planning to go through to the delivery?
Absolutely, yeah. I want to be there.
Joyce Resin for the CBC Evening News at Foothills Hospital. Maureen and Murray MacMurchy arrive at Foothills Hospital. Maureen, a legal secretary, is not due until 2 weeks from now, according to the doctor's calculations, but the labor pains began in earnest at about 4 a.m. They check in, and then Mum and Dad are escorted to the maternity ward. Maureen will be examined by her doctor to make sure she's not in false labor. Maureen will stay. The waiting begins. Murray's an airline ticket agent, and this will be their first child. Naturally, they're somewhat anxious, but excited. More waiting. The contractions are getting stronger. Murray takes his wife for a walk on the ward. At their prenatal classes, they were told that walking can help to stimulate the labor. And then he waits some more. Back pain. Pressure on the lower back can be somewhat relieved by massage. Murray gives Maureen a back rub. And more waiting. A phone call to anxious parents. No, not yet. Labor pains are more regular, more severe. The nurses hook up the monitors that register the baby's heartbeat as well as Mom's contractions. Murray's still there for support and comfort. Heavy labor will be induced. Maureen receives a drug intravenously to stimulate it. It won't be too much longer now. And finally, the last stages. We're watching through the delivery room windows. Murray's at Maureen's head. He reassures her. He speaks softly to soothe her. He tries to make it more comfortable for Maureen. He's coaching her, quietly, helping her to breathe properly, to push regularly, not to tense up. All the steps he's learned in prenatal class. Maureen's a trooper. And soon, the wait is over. Cameron Blair MacMurchy makes his debut. A healthy 7 pounds, 4 ounces. Onto Mum's stomach. Then under the lights. Into Dad's arms. And then finally, off to business.
What was it like when you were inside there? How did you feel?
Excited. Maureen was in heavy labor, and the pressure was on her, and I was there backing her up with everything. And it was very exciting, to say the least.
Did you ever feel that you might faint?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Did you ever feel scared?
Not at all. No, it was a great experience. I think the fathers that are missing this are really missing something.
I'm Joyce Resin. Maureen and Murray MacMurchy have just had their first child, Cameron Blair. Murray attended all the prenatal classes with Maureen at Foothills Hospital and assisted at every step of the way through the delivery, from timing the labor pains, to coaching her with her breathing, to soothing and relaxing her. Maureen really appreciated it.
It was a big comfort to me, mainly. It's a rough time to go through on your own, and to have somebody there that you can sort of hang on to and talk to, and someone who means something to you, other than a bunch of strange nurses and a strange doctor, is very comforting and reassuring too, because it's a terrifying time, towards the end especially.
But if Murray's participation was important to Maureen, it may have been even more important to Cameron. Recent studies on bonding, or the emotional attachment of both mother and father to the child, show that bonding starts from the word go.
For the father, I think it begins after the baby's born, when it's something, a process that he can now participate in. And it continues then through probably until about 3 months, and then right on through a life experience.
Does it make a difference if a man is at the delivery of his child in terms of the bonding?
Yes, I think it does. I think it makes it easier for the father to bond to his child because he's involved, and he's right in there at the beginning in it, and it does something for his self-esteem. He's part of it, and he's been of some use usually too.
What are the benefits, the long-term benefits and the short-term benefits of bonding?
Well, there hasn't been any sort of long-term studies done yet because we've sort of only allowed fathers to participate to any great degree for a limited number of years. But I think the whole relationship with the child sees the father in a different light than just a provider. They see them as a caregiver, and it's no longer sort of the buddy, the good pal, but it's more caregiver, participator, that type of relationship.
But while the bonds between father and child are cemented right off the bat, and joy is the main feeling of both parents, it's not unusual for a father to experience some sadness after the birth of his child. In women, we refer to the phenomenon as postpartum depression. We're just beginning to recognize it in men. But fortunately, in most cases, it's quite short-lived.
There hasn't been too much work done on what the father actually feels after birth, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't feel some of the similar types of things that the mother is feeling.
I was quite sad. I don't know why. It just might have been depression or something. I don't know what it was. One time I was on my way to the hospital and Maureen was in there, and I felt very sad and lonely for a few minutes there, and I thought, wow, it's going to be a whole new world now from now on in, and I got to face up to the responsibility and act like a father, I guess.
Has it ever come back?
No, not since I've been home, or Maureen's been home.
Joyce Resin for the CBC Evening News.